Previously, on Pristine Civilizations, we journeyed back to the very dawn of existence from the mysteries before Adam, through the first human footsteps, all the way to the rise of Abraham. We explored forgotten worlds, the vanished people of D and Thamd, the hidden city of Iram, and the trials that shaped humanity's earliest chapters. But our story doesn't end there. In this episode, we continue the saga. From the time of Abraham, through the empires and revelations that reshaped civilizations, all the way to the echoes we still see in the modern world today. From Mesopotamia to Egypt, from Greece to Andalusia, from ancient prophecy to contemporary discovery, this is where faith, history, and science converge. Every stone has a story. Every ruin, a warning. Every civilization leaves behind a legacy. Are you ready to uncover the hidden threads that connect our past to our present?
The pristine civilizations of the Middle East and beyond were now interwoven with the line of prophets, bridging divine revelation with human history. Among the most powerful stories of pristine civilizations is that of Musa, alayhi salam, Moses. The Quran says, "Indeed we sent Musa with our signs, saying, 'Bring out your people from darkness into the light, and remind them of the days of Allah.'" Surah Ibrahim 14:5. Musa stood against Pharaoh, the tyrant of Egypt, who proclaimed, "I am your Lord, the Most High." Surah Al-Naziat 79:24. The pharaohs of Egypt built pyramids as symbols of power and eternity, but they too perished, leaving behind stone but losing their souls. With divine miracles, Musa confronted Pharaoh, the staff that became a serpent, the parting of the sea, the drowning of an empire. Archaeologists such as Dr. Zahi Hawass have traced Egyptian dynasties, confirming the might of their civilization. Yet the Quran reminds us that power without faith collapses into ruin. After Musa, the children of Israel were given prophets and kings. Dawood alayhi salam, David, was granted both prophethood and kingship. He sang praises to Allah in the Zabur, the Psalms, and ruled with justice. The Quran says, "And we strengthened his kingdom and gave him wisdom and decisive speech." Surah Sa'd 38:20. His son, Sulaiman alayhi salam, Solomon, inherited not only kingship, but command over the natural and unseen world. The Quran recounts his dominion. "And to Sulaiman we subjected the wind, its morning course a month, and its afternoon course a month. And we made flow for him a spring of molten copper, and of the jinn were those who worked before him by the permission of his Lord." Surah Saba 34:12-13. Here we glimpse a civilization unlike any other, one where humans, jinn, and even animals were gathered under the command of a prophet king. Suleiman's court was a true pristine civilization, blending divine guidance with power, knowledge, and miracle. Beyond the Abrahamic line, the world witnessed the rise of mighty empires and schools of thought. In Greece, philosophers like Plato and Aristotle pursued wisdom through reason. They spoke of ideal forms, ethics, and the pursuit of knowledge. In Rome, law and empire stretched across continents, binding peoples under a single system. In India, the teachings of the Vedas and the philosophies of Buddhism emerged, speaking of karma and cycles of life. In China, Confucius emphasized order, family, and social harmony, while Laozi and Taoism taught of balance with the cosmic way. Each of these civilizations contributed to human thought, science, and culture. Yet, despite their brilliance, they often lacked the final clarity of revelation, for reason without divine light can wander in circles. Islamic scholars later engaged deeply with these traditions. Al-Farabi and Ibn Sina studied Aristotle and Plato, harmonizing their ideas with Quranic wisdom. But they always affirmed that revelation stood above philosophy. Then came Isa alayhi salam, Jesus, the son of Maryam. The Quran describes his miraculous birth. She, Mary said, "How can I have a boy while no man has touched me?" He said, "Thus it will be. Allah creates what he wills. When he decrees a matter, he only says to it, 'Be,' and it is." the Surah Al-Imran 347. Isa was given miracles, healing the blind and lepers, raising the dead by Allah's permission, and speaking in the cradle. The Quran affirms, "And we gave Isa, the son of Maryam, clear proofs and supported him with the pure spirit." Surah Al-Baqarah 287. Yet his message was rejected by many. He was opposed by rulers and religious elites who feared the truth he carried. The Bible records his crucifixion, but the Quran corrects. They did not kill him, nor did they crucify him, but it was made to appear so to them. Rather, Allah raised him up to himself. Surah Al-Nisa 4:157-158. For Muslims, Isa remains alive, awaiting his return near the end of time, a testimony that pristine guidance is not broken, but continuous. Thus, from Ibrahim's defiance of idols, to Musa's confrontation with Pharaoh, to Dawood and Suleiman's divine kingdom, to Isa's miracles, the story of pristine civilizations reached its height. But humanity was still awaiting, its final reminder, its last messenger, and the book that would never be corrupted. That moment was about to arrive in the deserts of Arabia, in the heart of the 7th century. The world waited. Empires rose and fell. Prophets had come and gone. Humanity preserved fragments of divine truth in scriptures, myths, and philosophies. But the complete and final message had yet to arrive. In Foisi, the year 610 CE, in the stillness of the night, on a mountain overlooking Makkah, a man sat in meditation. His name was Muhammad, the orphan of Quraysh, known as Al-Amin, the trustworthy. In the cave of Hira, the heavens trembled as the angel Jibril descended with a command. "Read, in the name of your Lord who created man from a clinging substance. Read, and your Lord is the most generous, who taught by the pen, taught man that which he knew not." Surah Al-Alaq 96:1-5. This was the beginning of the Quran. Unlike previous scriptures, it would remain preserved, guarded by both written text and living memory. The prophet Ka, the seal of the messengers, carried this revelation for 23 years. He transformed the deserts of Arabia, uniting warring tribes into a single ummah. His teaching spread swiftly, not only by the sword, as detractors claim, but through justice, knowledge, and divine truth. The Quran proclaimed itself not a book of one nation, but a book for all humanity. "And we have not sent you, O Muhammad, except as a mercy to the worlds." Surah Al-Anbiya 21:107. From this revelation blossomed one of the most remarkable civilizations in history, the Islamic Golden Age. In Baghdad's Beit al-Hikmah, the House of Wisdom, scholars translated Greek, Persian, and Indian texts into Arabic, preserving knowledge that Europe had forgotten. Giants like Al-Khwarizmi, father of algebra, Ibn Sina, the great physician, and Al-Biruni, master of astronomy and geography, reshaped science for centuries. In Andalusia, Islamic Spain, cities like Cordoba and Granada glittered with libraries, hospitals and universities where Muslims, Jews, and Christians studied side by side. Philosophers like Ibn Rushd of Averroes commented on Aristotle, while mystics like Ibn Arabi explored the inner dimensions of faith. The Quran's call to reflection inspired exploration. It urged mankind to study creation. Do they not reflect upon the camels how they were created, and the sky, how it was raised, and the mountains, how they were set up, and the earth, how it was spread out? Surah Al-Ghashiyah 88:17-20. For centuries, Islamic civilization stood as a beacon of knowledge, justice, and cultural brilliance. A pristine civilization built not on idols or empires of pride, but on revelation. Today, modern science continues to uncover truths long hinted at in the Quran. The Quran said, "And the heaven we constructed with strength, and indeed, we are still expanding it." Surah Al-Dariyat 51:47. In the 20th century, Edwin Hubble discovered that galaxies are moving apart. The universe is expanding, exactly as the Quran described 14 centuries earlier. The Quran said, We created man from an mai, extract of clay. Then we placed him as a sperm drop in a firm lodging. Then we made the sperm drop into a clinging clot, and we made the clot into a lump of flesh. Surah Al-Mu'minun 23:12-14. Modern embryology, studied by scientists like Dr. Keith Moore, affirms these precise stages, astonishing for a text revealed in the 7th century. Archaeology, too, confirms Quranic accounts. The lost city of Iram, mentioned in Surah Al-Fajr, was rediscovered in Oman in 1992 through satellite imaging. The rock-hewn dwellings of Thamud still stand in Mada and Salih, bearing witness to peoples destroyed for their arrogance. Even geology echoes the Quran's claim. And we placed within the earth firmly set mountains, lest it should shift with them. Surah Al-Anbiya 21:31. Modern science now understands mountains as stabilizers of tectonic plates. Time and again, modern discovery affirms timeless revelation. And yet, humanity today repeats the mistakes of old. The pharaohs sought to be gods. Nimrod claimed to control destiny. The people of Ad boasted of their unmatched strength. The people of Thamud prided themselves on engineering. Each fell when arrogance blinded them. Today, nations build towering skyscrapers, weaponize science, and worship wealth and technology. Idolatry has changed its face, no longer stone idols, but idols of materialism, nationalism, and self-worship. The Quran warns, have they not traveled through the land and observed how was the end of those before them? They were stronger than them in power. But Allah seized them for their sins, and they had not against Allah any protector. Surah Ghafir 40:21. History is a cycle, rise, arrogance, decline. And only those who anchor themselves in revelation endure. From the creation of the universe, to the rise of the jinn, to the clay of Adam, to the flood of Nuh, to the empires of Mesopotamia and Egypt, to the kingdoms of Dawood and Suleiman, to the wisdom of philosophers, to the miracles of Isa, to the revelation of Muhammad, the story of pristine civilizations tells us one thing. Humanity forgets, but Allah reminds. Every prophet, every scripture, every rise and fall, all point back to a single truth. Indeed, this Quran guides to that which is most upright and gives good tidings to the believers who do righteous deeds that they will have a great reward. Surah Al-Isra 17-9. The civilizations of the past are dust and ruins, but their lessons remain, for the final civilization is yet to come, not on earth, but in the eternal hereafter. It is there that justice will be perfected, truth will prevail, and every soul will see the reality of what it pursued. Until then, the Quran stands as the final guidance, a preserved message reminding mankind. Rise with humility, live with purpose, and prepare for what lies beyond this world. This is the story of pristine civilizations. A story written not just in ruins and scriptures, but in the hearts of those who remember Allah. And in that remembrance lies the key, not only to the past, but to eternity.
If you've been inspired by our journey so far, we ask for your support, like, share, and subscribe, so together we can continue bringing history, revelation, and forgotten knowledge to life. Your support is what fuels this mission,